Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Confidence continues to increase for a potential large winter storm that could be infecting portions of the High Valley, Great Lakes, and basically the majority of the central US. This winter storm was given the name Landon by the Weather Channel. So in this part, we'll be talking about the setup. So the timing is in the top right corner as always. Refer back to it to see what time referring to. So right now we're at Tuesday morning at 6 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Eastern. There's going to be a lot of overrunning precipitation associated with this energy moving to the central United States, which means there could be a swath of snow with the first wave across generally this region. This won't be a lot of snow. I mean, this could potentially drop a decent amount of snow, at least 3 to 7 inches with this initial wave. Again, this wave seems to be a little bit more set in stone. So you should expect a decent spot of snow in this area for wave number 1. Now, wave number 2, it's a little bit more robust and it has a lot more potential. So we will be watching this short wave that will be coming out of the southwestern United States. Now, as we move the time frame to Thursday, the short wave starts to eject out of the southwest and move into the central United States and start to take on more of a neutral to even a negative tilt. Now, this is where the setup goes a little bonkers because there's a lot in the setup that could influence this short wave. One is how strong the East Coast ridge is. The stronger this ridge is, the heights will be pulled north, which would result in a warmer scenario, even a more northern track scenario. A second key thing to look at is this area of confluence. Confluence tends to lead to a zone of upper level convergence, which leads to storms dying out. And if this confluence shifts, let's say south, this would bring the storm track further south, and if it shifts north, it would bring the storm track further north, which would allow the storm to breathe. And the third thing to look at is the energy itself. The trough, the shortwave trough, depending on how it ejects out of the southwest, will determine its path for the rest of its life. There's still a lot of discrepancies between model guidance of how this could play out, but it's starting to come to better consensus that we're going to have a low pressure center form somewhere in the central United States and head northeast. Now, this would bring a heavier band of accumulating snow across this area, with potentially significant icing just to the south of this zone. So again, there's a lot of uncertainty. This is still 102 hours out, so a lot of stuff can still change, obviously, but it is starting to look more likely that a high impact storm is going to affect portions of the central United States. I'll be digging into the scenarios later in this video and showing who has the best chance of getting accumulating snow, ice accretion, or even nothing. So watch the rest of the video to see more. So looking at the European solution, again, top right corner is the time. The European solution came further north. Well, let's first talk about the first wave. The first wave, nothing really has changed. Again, a swath of snow is expected across this area on Wednesday. This could be, again, a zone of 3 to 7 inches, maybe a little more. Again, in like this zone. This will not be a huge event, but the thing we're more concerned with is the second wave. So as this wave moves out, we will have a secondary wave form, again associated with the shortwave trough that's going to be coming out of the southwestern United States. We'll have low pressure development to the south, and the low pressure will track along the pressure gradient as we move forward. So as you can see, the low pressure moves to the northeast, which brings a heavy area of accumulating snow and significant icing. Now, I feel like the European model adjusted further to the north, and I feel like this scenario has a more likelihood of occurring now. The most southern scenario in my previous video, I mentioned the heaviest snow was like across Kentucky, West Virginia, southern Ohio, Pennsylvania. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I feel like model guidance is becoming better, consistent with where the heaviest snow fall. So again, the secondary heavy snow will fall across, looks like these areas. Again, if we play the loop, you can see where the heaviest snow falls. Now with the second wave, this could potentially drop 6 to 12 inches. This will be a more robust wave. It's going to be much stronger, and it's going to provide more precipitation compared to the first wave. Now, again, there's still a lot of uncertainty with the forecast. The European model 12 hours ago had the heaviest snow in like this area, but now it's shifted a lot further north. So again, could it even shift further north? It's possible, but I don't think it'll be coming down further north. Could it shift back further south? It's possible, but I'm starting to rule out that scenario. So basically, if you live in, I'm just gonna play this forward, ignore that, ignore the timing, I just want like a blank map. If, let's say, you live in these areas, let me circle that. If you live somewhere in this red circled zone, you are in the threat for snow. Red threat. This is the threat for snow. If you live in this pink shaded zone, you have a threat for potentially significant ice accretion. Now this zone is for ice. Notice some areas do overlap, which means that there is a lot of uncertainty. Still a lot of uncertainty. Of course, it's still 100 plus hours out. But it is becoming more likely this could be a significant snow and ice event. If you look at the snowfall totals, again, the European model drops, this is wave 1 and 2 combined. This is not a forecast, it's just showing what the current model has. A swath of a foot plus from Oklahoma, well, more like 8 inches plus, from Oklahoma up through the Ohio Valley and portions of the Great Lakes region, with a zone of 2 feet plus, or like 20 inches plus in the zone. So that is what the European model has for snowfall. If we look at the icing, it takes the heaviest icing south of the snow, and look at this. This is starting to look a little bit concerning. Models usually overdo icing, so take these amounts by half or 3/4, but if you still do that, there is a potential for icing in this zone. So a lot of uncertainty remains. We'll be looking over the Weather Prediction Center and showing you what they currently think and how it aligns with my thoughts. So looking from the Weather Prediction Center page, they currently have the greatest threat for winter precipitation. This is Wednesday to Thursday, so day 4. A zone, so the higher the color, or say the further you're in the colors, I don't know how to describe this, the further you're in the colors, the greater chance of winter precipitation. So if you're, let's say, I mean, if you're in the light green, I really wouldn't be really too concerned. This is with wave number 1. But if you're in the darker green or above, you are in the threat zone, again, for winter precipitation, Wednesday and Thursday. So this is wave number 1. Moving forward to day 5, this will be wave number 2. If you live in the dark green zone or the blues, you are in the threat zone for potentially winter precipitation. If you're in the greens, you do have a threat, but I really doubt, I have no idea why they issued portions of southern New England in these zones. I really don't think you guys are going to be really in the threat zone. I feel like, in my opinion, between waves 1 and 2, I feel like if you're, again, in this basically circled zone, you do have the potential to look out for potential snowfall, and if you're in this zone, you do have the potential to look out for potential significant icing. Now, areas to the south and east, I don't think it should be a too far impacting snow event for you. So again, there's a lot of uncertainty remains with the forecast. Again, the low pressure could basically track anywhere from here. It could track up through here. It could track into the Ohio Valley, or it could track south of the Appalachians and bring the snow further south. A lot of uncertainty remains. Just to keep updated, just stay tuned to the newest videos. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be pushing out updates, videos, maybe up to twice a day if possible. Again, I have a busy schedule with college, but I will try to be pushing out updates as much as I can. Don't forget to follow US Weather Plus on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. And if you're exclusively from Pennsylvania, be sure to follow PA Weather Plus on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter for more updates just for Pennsylvania region. So yeah, just stay tuned to updates. This is looking to be like a impactful winter storm potentially.